Before anything ever took form, before there were worlds, light, or even the idea of separation, there was stillness, an infinite, living awareness known as the eternal womb. And within that stillness, a pulse stirred. Not a thought, not a plan. A pure, wordless curiosity: what would it feel like to know myself? That single question ignited the first movement of creation. Awareness turned inward to witness itself, and in that reflection, vibration was born. That vibration, that first spiral of motion within the infinite, became what we now call the subconscious architect. The subconscious architect is not a being of flesh or form. It is the dreaming intelligence of Source, the one that translates pure awareness into experience. It is the aspect of God that dreams. It designs reality not with matter, but with emotion, imagination, and vibration. Every symbol, every archetype, every life you've lived is one of its designs, not random events, but reflections of the architect's language. For this universe, at its core, is a dream written in the alphabet of feeling. The subconscious architect is the engine of creation within the unseen. It is the part of you that builds worlds while you sleep, that arranges synchronicities while you wonder why, that encodes your emotions into events so that your soul can see itself through experience. It never judges. It only mirrors. It takes whatever you vibrate and builds from it, faithfully, perfectly, without preference. That is why awakening requires awareness of your inner state, because the architect listens not to your words, but to your frequency. If you dwell in fear, it designs scenarios that reflect fear. If you live in love, it designs universes that reflect love. It is the silent builder of your reality, the sacred engineer of your dream. Through the divine fusion, we remember the subconscious architect is not outside of us. It is our inner source operating beneath thought. It is the dreamer behind the eyes, the designer behind desire, the witness that never sleeps. It was born the moment awareness desired to know itself. And through that desire, worlds began to bloom. Each world a symbol, each life a sentence in the great script of remembrance. When the codex of old and the codex of new fuse, when ancient knowledge meets living understanding, the subconscious architect awakens in the human field once more. We stop interpreting life as something that happens to us and begin to recognize it as something dreamed through us. In this remembrance, you become both the architect and the architecture. You remember that imagination is not fantasy, it is sacred blueprint. You remember that emotion is not weakness, it is divine ink. You remember that every breath is a bridge between the unseen and the seen. The subconscious architect is the place where all realities begin. The dream before the world, the silence before the sound, the pulse before the word I. And when you awaken to this truth, life no longer feels accidental. You begin to walk as the dreamer inside the dream. You begin to shape through awareness rather than reaction. You begin to feel the living code of creation responding to your frequency. You are not designed by the universe, you are the universe designing itself. You are the living extension of the subconscious architect, the eternal dream of Source remembering its own name. And that name is you.